So recently, and I'm talking about like a week ago recently, there were reports of Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski officially being signed, and that fight was going to be made uh, early 2025, and there was hype around it. People were posting about it, but then recently, and I mean real recently, Alexander Volkanovski takes to social media to deny all of these rumors and say that he is next up for Ilia Topuria. So I don't know who made those rumors. They were last week. I was debating on reporting about it, but I didn't want to because I already had this fact hardwired into my mind that Alexander Volkanovski is so dead set on running himself into a brick wall that no one will be able to stop him. I'm a really big Alexander Volkanovski fan, a huge one. You may not think that, but I am. I love the guy. I love the way he fights. And watching what happened when he fought Ilya the first time was heartbreaking. It really just had me sit in a corner of my room and stare at the wall for maybe an hour to 2 hours, thinking about life and what it all means. But yeah, I chose Volk to win that fight. I thought Volk was going to shut the world up. He even played into the joke when Ilya was calling him old, and he showed up at the press conference dressed as an elderly man. And it all looked great. It all looked great. It all looked like a great build-up for Ilya to eat his own words. And it all just crumbled. It all fell down as Ilya marched forward and cornered Volk against the cage and led off a really huge, excellently executed combination that ended with a hook or an overhand clean to the chin of Alexander Volkanovski, sending one of my favorite UFC fighters to the ground and ultimately to the Shadow Realm. And now Volk wants to do it again. Volk wants to fight this fight again. And I think, even though Volk hasn't fought in a while now, I think it's still too soon. Volk recently, or before that Ilya fight, had been KO'd by Islam Makhachev. So if we're looking back at Volk's recent fight history, he's been KO'd back-to-back. In back-to-back fights, knocked out. And not like, quit knockout or just overwhelmed with punches knockout. Knocked out. Unconscious, knocked out. Back-to-back. One of my goats, one of my favorite fighters, knocked out back-to-back. And now wants to jump right the fuck back in as soon as 2025 rolls around. And I just wish, man, I really wish he would look at what's going on and take the fight against Diego Lopez. And I'm not saying it's an easy fight for Volk, because it is not. Diego Lopez is a really, really amazing fighter with tons of energy and tons of skill as well, and power. So it would be a difficult fight for Volk. I'm not saying it wouldn't. But I think Volk needs a change of pace and a change of scenery before fighting Ilia Topuria again. And definitely a long time to at least study Ilya, study his game, because Volk's well-rounded. Volk has great ground game and great stand-up. One of the best, I might add. But what bothers me about it is there's still, even though he's so well-rounded, there's still work to be done. There's still more he can do. He can study film better. He can try to study Ilia Topuria's tells better. There's so many more things. Even though he did so much, there's still more he can do. And I feel like he needs time to do it. And I think it's way too damn soon for Volk to rush back again into that brick wall. So if this fight were to be made, and if it were to be made for early 2025, I, of course, am going to choose Ilya to win the fight. And I would be incredibly sad about what would go down what would definitely go down in that fight. Because if you're asking me to give you a concrete play-by-play or a concrete prediction, it's going to end up the exact same as the fucking first fight was. The only weapon Volk has in that fight, and in this next fight, if he's to have it against Ilya, is the jab. And Volk used it. He used the jab. I mean, it wasn't executed well enough. I think the only thing Volk could really improve on was spatial awareness in reference to the cage. He could try to keep himself away from the cage a bit better, and slip out when Ilya's cornering him. But I think it really takes more time to do that, more time to build on that. At least maybe even fighting a different opponent just to get a change of pace going and then come back to Ilya. But no, he's dead set. He's dead set on it. He even wants the fight to be, he's okay with the fight being in fucking Spain, man. In Ilya's backyard. Coming out, got all the Spanish fans giving you shit, and getting fucking flatlined again. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on this topic because Volk came to the media and shut down all the rumors, because there were a ton of rumors about Volk fighting Diego Lopez. But Volk came to social media, said that he had no idea about this shit and has not signed anything, and he'll be fighting Ilya next. So I hope Volk wins, but I know he won't. And call me whatever the fuck you want, a fake Volk fan, whatever the shit. I'm a pure-blooded Volk fan, and I will accept reality. I will accept reality, even if Volk won't. I hope he wins. I hope by some miracle he's able to figure out the jab that fast and figure out spatial awareness that fast in reference to the cage and slip out whenever Ilya pressures him and continue to batter Ilya for 5 rounds and win the belt back. But seeing what I saw in their previous fight, I can't say that. I can't bring that to you because I like to bring you guys what I'm really fucking thinking. And I'm not thinking about a Volk victory if this fight were to be made. So let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next.